Well, I know it's music. Alexa and I, we put our feelings into music, and we relate to music so much, and you know, it's what we do 24/7, and it's just, we know that, you know, it's just something we know.
Other than singing, Natalie and I do dancing, acting, gymnastics. We used to play soccer, and, you know, we've done almost everything you can think of. And I think it's good for us because it's let us, you know, branch out, not just always do singing. And that way we learned that's why we love singing, is because we've done all the things, we've tried everything pretty much, and singing's our favorite thing. And so I think it's good.
Comparing to my sister, I'm not as serious, and you know, she puts all her time and effort into music when I'm more separated. I love music, and that's what I do, but you know, I like to be happy, and you know, she's kind of just more serious and, you know, kind of the older soul.
My advice to people who are kind of like Natalie and I would be to not deny who you are, to not try to pretend that you're regular, you know, because you're not. And every day you're going to remind yourself that by feeling the same, not fitting in and stuff. The reason why I wrote this song, Live Like It's Your Last Day, is to, like, I sing it every day. It's like to kind of keep reminding myself that, you know, if today was my last day, would I want to spend it being negative and being down and hating myself? No, you know, you want to be fun and upbeat and do things you'd never do, because you never know when it's going to be your last day. Breath and I love as if my heart won't break, and dance as though by myself. Gotta do the beat. Today I don't care what you think, I am gonna live for me, and that won't ever change. Today could be my last day.
I mean, children are getting bombarded with just stuff that they don't even need to see or hear or feel. I mean, I think things are so upside down, at least in this country where we're at, with what we're teaching them. You know, you're going to go into a public school and teach somebody lies about a fictional character in history, and you're not going to teach them how to deal with crisis in their life mentally, or teach them how to eat correctly, organically, or teach them how to farm, or teach them about meditation and slowing down their heart rate in a struggle. What's up with school? I mean, you know.
Unfortunately, our country does not put in the amount of money into our school systems that needs to be there to really financially support all the educators and the school systems, and you know, all these phenomenal people trying their best working in this system that's just failing.
My book, Be Here Now, is now the rage in high schools. So that's certainly some mark, you know. It tickles their consciousness.
What schools need to do is not concern themselves so much with memorization of data, but with pulling from the inside of the child the wisdom that resides there quite naturally.
According to the definition, and if we look at the definition of education coming from the Greek definition of edukos, it is the pulling forward of wisdom from within.
No child left behind. It's really scary to me, because what it's doing is, instead of teaching them how to think, it's teaching them what to think. And we need to get back to what true teaching is.
We haven't evolved as a country in what we're teaching them. We haven't adapted to what it is, where they're at. And I think they're just way ahead. They're needing more. And it's here already. We have it. The people are here. It needs to be allowed to be taught. With all of your might, man, throw up your fists and run out on the front line. Fight for the children. No better time than now to build this energy. Expand the family through synergy chemistry. With all of your might, man, throw up your fists and run out on the front line. Fight for the children. No better time than now to build this energy. Expand the family through synergy chemistry.
The educational paradigm is shifting, and that there needs to be something for the children of today so that they can feel nurtured in a safe and sacred environment for them to be fully and completely who they are. We've developed a prototype for a new type of schooling system that's really an entertainment and an educational learning center within the community. And this is a place that is completely child-directed. We have all ages together. And basically it's really a iteration of the one-room schoolhouse in a hip, jazzed-up environment in a manner that allows us to keep authenticity to our vision.
True teaching is helping to bring out the gifts that each of these children have, and also having them recognize that there are gifts and not all gifts are the same.
HSP 법칙은 그 HSP 현상을 깊게 연구하다가 우리 뇌 안에는 우리가 선택하면 우리가 원하는 것을 만들 수 있는 하나의 메커니즘이 있다는 것을
HSP stands for a heightened sensory perception. And if we can increase our senses, our perceiving of our senses, we can make decisions that we're proud of, we can feel more confidence, and of course that leads to a much healthier and more peaceful outlook. Dr. Lee really wanted to prove his theory that with some training, all children can develop their HSP potential. And so with an initial group of children, with a little bit of training, it was shown that prior to the training, they didn't have any extraordinary abilities. They hadn't used them yet. But with a little bit of training, they developed some really remarkable results. Some of the HSP testing and training that the students got a chance to participate with included being blindfolded and learning to recognize colors and shapes and even words. Other students had the opportunity to bend spoons and actually have spoons attached to their bodies just by using their brain power. Initially, these students couldn't do these tasks, but with the training in which they had so much fun, there was a lot of laughter and joy, the students developed a sense of I can do it spirit. And sure enough, at the end, more than 25% of students successfully could be blindfolded and to make out images and pictures and colors. 33% of students or more experienced success using the spoons.
그리고 더 놀라운 것은 그런 능력이 누구나 훈련시키면 할 수 있다는 뇌 속의 하나의 메커니즘을 발견했다는 것입니다. 그래서 그것을 어린아이들에게 이렇게 실현을 시켜본 결과
Later, another training was done in Ashland, Oregon, in the United States, which helped to confirm those original findings. And with a group of 44 American children, again with no special initial abilities or ideas, they were able to do some very remarkable things using their brain and using their choice.
Step one of saving the world begins in our daily lives. First thing to do is be happy. It's one of the most important things. It's scientifically proven to be healthy, and it's contagious. So if you're happy and you're in a public area, and you get my meaning, don't you?
I would consider myself to be a peacemaker. I'd say that, I've got a lot of ideas in my head about peace that I think sometimes I feel like are almost common sense to me, but might not be to, the rest of the world. As far as our Western civilization goes, yeah, we have been thinking about ourselves and what we're doing right now. I know that the Native American tribes, way back when, were into, whatever, this action affects the next 7 generations, and we need to watch, what would happen if we do carry out this action. So they had it right. We just need to figure out what they're talking about now. If I could say one thing to the leaders of the world, it would be that we're all working towards one goal, which is peace. There's no people who are working against peace in the world, I believe.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Yes.
We all know what we need to do to save the world, really. We all have our own special calling. We know what the politicians need to do. And unfortunately, sometimes the politicians don't seem to know what we want them to do. That's because we're not getting it out there.
And I thought, wow, I've always wanted to do something to save the world, but I couldn't think of anything to do. Up until that point, really. I couldn't think, so what could I do? So I had the idea to write the pamphlet, which had led me to the idea that, wait a second, maybe other people have that problem. They want to do something good, they can't figure out what to do. In my booklet, I suggested trying to pick up 1 piece of trash a day. And if you think about that, there's plenty of trash in the world, but there's also 300-something million people in the U.S. alone. And imagine if we all picked up one piece of trash. You think one bag, what difference does it make? 300 million bags makes a big difference. An indigo child is really hard to define because there's no really definite definition. But, in a phrase, I think it would be, somebody who who has ideas about how they can make the world a better place. If they were to say, oh, you're naive, you're a child, I'd say exactly, I'm a child, which is why I'm not burdened with the sense of, oh well, the world's screwed. No, the world's not screwed. We can turn it around. We just have to get work on it. If each single person in the whole world thinks, oh, one person can't change it, nothing happens. If each person thinks, well, one person can't change the world, but one person can do a little bit, each person does a little bit, it adds up, and we've got the golden age again.
We're looking at this piece of rock here, with what they call the prophecy rock. I guess it was put here by one of our clan uncles from way back. I don't know exactly how old this thing is here, but it tells us the migration, how we came up from the direction south, I call it. This is Maso. This is the person that, or the spirit being that we made the covenant to live the way he lived his life and to take care of the earth. It probably ended here, but then of course, he has to have his travel feather for a good journey. So that's why he's got the real long hand here. The shield here is indicating that we should be cautious of this here. This is the cross. They already knew that somewhere along the line, this was going to be a part of our life. This is a cross. And that represents the other religion. So that's the Hopi religion. We are not to deviate from that, but as we go up, this is the new life on this earth. And it's all squared off. It was a good life, but